which is, I think, going to be very, very exciting for each one of you, especially for youngsters hearing me today. I know that as doctors, a lot of people get into now management and all those portfolios. So leadership is something you need to imbibe. Today, I believe as a professional, you have to juggle with multiple hats. The hat of a professional, that means whether it is a surgeon or a physical therapist, and equally is the hat of a healthcare leader, of an entrepreneur. So you have to juggle with multiple hats. And I'm very sure you want to be successful leaders in healthcare. When I say successful leaders in healthcare, I will touch on two things. One is a success and one is a leadership. Before I start on, I would like to say, what is the difference between smart and successful? A smart is a person who learns from his mistakes. Successful is a guy who learns from mistakes of others. If all of you are professionals and you have reached this stage, I'm very sure that you all have been successful in this division so far. But you have to understand, success is not a marathon of life with just ups. Success has been formerly through failures, through facing your fears, through falling down and getting back up. And this is what creates a champion, a leader. This wants commitment. This requires hard work. This requires obsession and a lot of passion. I hear from a lot of people, Doc, I want to be successful, but they stumble on that commitment point. You have to hit rock bottom, and the amount you bounce back when you hit rock bottom is the amount of success you have. I'll repeat. If you want to gauge what is a success, you have to hit ground bottom, and the amount you bounce from there is what is the extent of success you will achieve. All of us have been a failure multiple amount of times, but we have learned from all our failures. You have to go all in. Remember, success can only be bought by the currency of hard work. Only the strongest survive, and this is the survival of the fittest. What do you think? There are, say, even for a medical entrance, you see there are 20 lakhs people appearing across this year. How many score to medical? That means it's a race, it's a fight to be successful, it is a fight to be organized. What difference you have? You study in the same classes. What makes you differentiated from others? At the same time, we want to be a successful leader. But for that, we have to understand what is leadership. Leadership is an influence of personal power that creates a bunch of people towards a common purpose or common goal. That means one team, one dream. And here emphasize on the word. I said this is an influence of personal power because that is somebody told me, Doc, I need to share with some good news with you. I said, what? I have become a leader. You don't become a leader. That is positional power. Personal power is when you influence the people to believe in the way you want to believe. You all have a common endpoint. So I'm going to train you today on the leadership traits and how to hit on guaranteed success with these mantras of strategy and execution. See this slide and learn it by your heart. Sometimes it's not about who has more talent. It's about who's hungrier. By that, I keep speaking in a lot of leadership orations. My mantra is, Ye dil mange more. So you have to be hungry. If you're not hungry, you will never be able to break what you've already done. All those people who keep on breaking their parameters, breaking the records are the one who are extremely hungry, who always wanted more. And it's not the topper who reaches there. It's the person who has a passion, who has a desire, who has a goal, who reaches there. So the first commandment that I would like each one of you to understand is positivity. Positive, friends, is a mindset. You have to be fearless. You have to be unstoppable. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. The world is looking back at you. This is the guy. If the going becomes tougher, he will show us light at the end of the tunnel. He will show us where the road is like. So you need to talk positive. You need to think positive. You need to feel positive. So positivity is definitely a mindset for a conscious and continuous decision to choose positivity. And all these people are the ones who are successful. It doesn't matter how hard you hit. I repeat, it doesn't matter how hard you hit, but how hard you get hit at still keeping moving forward. So it's a capacity to absorb and then still keep moving forward, which will dictate how positive you are. You will hear a lot of your elders teaching you, you should have something to fall back upon. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. I don't believe in that. I would say if ever I have to fall, I would love to fall forward. I should know what I'm going to hit upon. So never say fall backward, fall forward. So all this positivity is extremely important. When I choose members from my team, I am very, very concerned that I need to choose in the team leaders who are contagious, because I believe positivity breeds positivity. You have four guys, the whole system is positive. And you have four fattus in your team, the whole team will go through a toss. So be very selective with the kind of people you choose through. In the Marines, they have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So believe me, friends, realize your dreams, work for it endlessly. Dreams will transform into thoughts and thoughts will result into action. So you have to have dreams. I am fond believer of Nelson Mandela and believe in this mantra that I'm going to do. I never lose. I either win or I learn. So you never fail. Either you are a winner of the game or you've learned something out of it. So remember words of big guys. This is my heart favorite philanthropist, scientist, president of India, APJ Abdul Kalam ji. Dreams is not what you see in sleep. Dream is the thing which doesn't let you sleep. You know what he used to say? If you have a thought once in night, it's a dream. You have it twice, it's a desire. If you have the same thought coming 3 times, that becomes a goal or a passion for your life. So people who are focused, people who have a goal, have the same thought going with them throughout. कहते हैं ना, सपना देखने वालों के लिए रात छोटी पड़ जाती है, सपना पूरा करने वालों के लिए दिन छोटा पड़ जाता है. So you have to understand, people who take dreams don't stop there. They are believers, they are getters, and they make their dreams. And a goal within the dream is what is in the end point. The second point to remember is self-learning. All of you as professionals have to understand, you have a lot of head of departments here, and they will second me, endorse me in the fact that whatever you learned in college becomes obsolete very soon. So what takes you up is your capacity to self-learn, your capacity to acquire self-knowledge, skills, concepts, attitudes. And I can quote multiple examples. You see a lot of fond believers like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, you Steve Jobs, and my favorite, Elon Musk. I don't know what should I say to this man. Passionate, high risk-taking appetite. I don't know how many of you know what his past. This guy was not a scientist. This guy was not a rocket scientist at all, but launched SpaceX because he had a passion. He wanted to build reusable rockets for going to Mars. He failed once, twice, third time, lost everything on a mortgage, and the fourth time he succeeded. He wanted to transform the world from petrol and diesel vehicles to electric vehicles, which is the Tesla, the PayPal, everything he did. So he says, I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. So if there is something that you feel you want to do, something which is there, which is killing desires of yours, don't wait for the world to give you. Move forward, step forward and do it. So self-learning, you have to be curious, you have to be creative, and you have to be focused. People who are having a capacity to learn across. Today you have YouTube, you have LinkedIn Learning, so many parameters that knowledge is there at your doorsteps. I think all of you have fantastically used this time of COVID to give you a wonderful self-learning. The third point that you have to understand is taking an ownership. The champions, the leaders, they take full responsibility, good or bad, for their outcomes. They accept responsibility for the actions. They are accountable for the results, whether it is good or bad. Take ownership for both success and failure of a project. Attribute success to team and failure to yourself. You have to be accountable. You have to take ownership of your mistakes. All of us do it. We all have to learn from our mistakes. But before that, acknowledge that I did a mistake. That's the only way you will find a solution to a problem. We saw this Titanic movie, all of us have seen, is the sense of ownership. The captain of the ship is the last one to leave the ship. So that's an ownership. He didn't bunk off first, and I'm a captain, I have to leave out. No, he stayed till the last because that's a sense of an ownership. Take full ownership of the state of mind, full ownership of your mindset, take ownership of both your success and understand this ownership will make you very, very accountable and very, very strong for your team. Now, second, as healthcare provider, the ownership says that we speak the truth. We don't raise false expectations for anybody who comes to us. You're handling somebody for physiotherapy, you realize the guy has extremely weak muscles. Tell them I'll work my best. And if you could not achieve, say I tried my best, but I'm sorry you couldn't achieve it. The situation was such. Don't try to hide, don't try to confide. We also do a lot of surgeries, and a couple of times, you know what, unfortunately, we can't reach there. But we don't want to tell them the moon. I handle somebody with, say, Parkinson's or neurological tremors. I would move forward to them and take an ownership and tell them, sorry, sir, we tried our level best, but in this condition, this is the kind of an endpoint you can achieve. The next commandment that you have to remember is communication, which my physiotherapists are wonderful at. You guys are blessed for this thing, and I always keep praising. You know, everybody does the same exercise. I keep wondering the same quadriceps, the same hamstring. Why a couple of patients are very happy with one therapist and not with the other? Because the other one, apart from his talent, has a very good communication skills. From a communication is a nice, good hearing from a patient. He wants to speak, hear them out. They want a concern, give emotional regard. Tell them we are concerned for you. Sir, we expect the best outcomes out of you. We are interested in your endpoints. When you give that to your patient, you know, majority of them will believe in you. I always keep saying, hold their hand. It's a connector. It's a connector that is going to repeat. Yes, during COVID times, you have to be particular, but hand holding, keep a hand on their back. You realize it works like a miracle. A hand in a hand, eye to eye contact, and a smile. It works. Many times you go and tell somebody who is shit scared across for surgery, you tell them, sir, trust me, 99% will give you the good endpoint. You realize that they believe in you. You have to work with them, but just don't say. Work till an end. Make sure you give your 100% across so as you achieve what promise you gave across to them. So this feeling of a touch, you guys are very, very good in. Please do retain that part, because even a patient like fibromyalgia who has nothing, we all know that, but ultimately when you hear them through, you hear their pain, you hear their agony, they are very, very comfortable. Now, moving from this to the true business formula. Mission and vision. You talk of any big company in the world, any big MNC or parameter, they will have a mission and a vision. What is a vision and what is a mission? I will first try to teach you that part. Like you see the lower step and then you see the upper step. Where you want to reach is the vision. Why you want to go there is the mission. So I want to reach onto the, say, the best rehab doctor in North India. That's my vision. Why I want to be the best and why do I want to reach there is my mission. So these two statements are very, very comprehensive. And let me tell you, mission is purpose. Mission is not profit. You don't want to reach there because money, you want money out of it. Money is a byproduct. Money is never a mission. Mission defines any organization's purpose, identification of its goal, what kind of product or service, and what kind of a geographical region of operation they want to tackle. That means be it any company like a Facebook or Amazon, or you can say anything that is coming through. You have to understand every company has a mission statement. Like for instance, your mission has to be extremely concise and specific and to the point what I want to reach, because anybody reaching the mission will understand what is your endpoint. You remember this history where we had Ratan Tata packing up Cyrus Mistry because he did not follow the vision and mission statement of Tata Industries. People are passionate about the vision and mission to be followed by every team member. I am also equally particular. I can tolerate anything across, but compromise in patient care services is non-pardonable offense. So Tata Memorial Center, read through the mission statement. It gives you a lot of information. The Tata Memorial Center mission is to provide comprehensive cancer care to one and all through our motto of excellence in service, education, and research. So read this. Comprehensive cancer care. That means they're not talking of holistic medicine. We will do surgery, we will do, no. It's a cancer care. To one and all means we will hit all segments of society, be it the poorest, which is a CSR, to the richest. We'll hit all segments of society. Through our motto of excellence in service, we'll give you the best service. We will continue with education, which will be part and parcel of it, and will equally contribute to research. So when you reach to a mission statement of any company, you'll get to know what they think around, what is the mantra of that company. And many times a mission and a vision statement gives you the strength of a company also. You need to fulfill your vision and mission. Otherwise, listen what Dhirubhai Ambani had to say. If you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help build theirs. So be clear when you go back home. You need to have a vision in life. You need to have a mission statement set up. And if you do not fulfill your goals and desires to make sure your dreams come true, you will be making sure that you will be fulfilling desires of others. Of any successful parameter as a leader, one of the biggest thing that you need to understand is team building. It's easier said than done. People are wonderful players, but they're not wonderful captains. Team building is a collective term. If you are Akbar, you have to understand where is your Bible. Where are your Navratans that are there? You have to identify people who take ownership, who have a strong will, who are extremely positive as we discussed, people who are responsible, people who are highly motivated, who are inspiring. Because when you have this kind of a team leaders across with you, your life will become simpler. Your dream is to live by your team leaders. And if they do not get aligned, you cannot ever accomplish it. You have to involve them. You don't inform them, you empower them. So when you build up a team, be in your department, anywhere, you have to empower your people. You don't have to give dictates. You have to listen to them also. And many times you have to mold yourself to buy them in. So be very, very selective in the kind of team you build through. At least I'm particularly very, very stringent on this issue. What kind of a people will represent Elite Orthopedics? That's what everybody has to understand. And when people do good efforts, acknowledge that, recognize that, because that will get repeated. So when you are looking in for a team, identify the skill sets, people who are innovative, who are positive, who are motivated, who have a good skill will matrix, means they are skilled and have a long, strong will. If I ever have to select a people and I have to compromise, I will compromise on skill, but not on the will. I'm very, very particular on this part. That will and loyalty, you can never improve. That is there or is not there. Skill set, you can always improve. So identify people with a strong will and loyalty factor. Skills, they can still improvise as time moves on. While building a team, we all know that we are entering into hybrid leadership. You have doctors, you have physiotherapists going as a healthcare profession. So when healthcare professionals take on this management portfolios, it's called as a hybrid management, which is increasing. So you have to look back. When you go back to your department, are you boss or a leader? A boss demands result, a leader takes his part in the workload. Leader is always a part of the game. Be a leader, not a manager. And identify team is a must if you have to achieve higher milestones and make your dreams come to a reality. Taj Mahal was built as a team. Without a team, it was a far dream. So if you want to make sure you have to have a strong stringent endpoints, you need to be having a very strong team who can believe like you. I also believe that nothing in life is worth until you take risks, calculated risks. All leaders have a strong risk taking appetite. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. So you need to get the risk. This is Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. What does he say? In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. You imagine that you have a batsman who goes on the front foot to hit on a six or whatever. He moves forward. What does he look at? He's taking a risk. Do you think he's looking at the crowd? No. He's looking at the bowler? No. He's looking at the umpire? No. He's only looking at how the ball is coming out of the hands of the bowler because he knows it pretty well. He has taken a huge amount of a risk. Either he hits the ball or he is out of the game. So when you take risk, when you go all out in the front, when you have this kind of a satire within you, are the only guys who will hit hard. I can teach you one mantra that I followed through. When I entered as a kid into my personal world, I faced the strongest of the players. The whole world told me this guy is nuts. Is he gone mad? Whom is he facing? I had one thought very, very clear in my mind. If I fail, I was a kid fighting a python. I failed. But if I succeed, I climbed 20 steps of the ladder. So never feel afraid. Go and face the strongest guy. If you succeed, you will change the rules to the game. Now, from here on, the next step is goal of life. As I told you, a dream without a goal is just a dream. That's a thing, aim and objective, a thing aimed at sort. One very important thing in life is to have a clear vision of where we go. Because you have the best ship in the world, you have the best cruise line, but if the captain doesn't know where to go, that ship will be lost to nowhere. So your goal set has to be very, very clear. But for fulfilling the goal, you need to have vision, you need to have discipline, you need to have hard work and consistency. Work really hard, that was majority of leaders do. I'm not what happened to me, I am what I chose to become. That means you have to be particular on what you want to achieve in life. It's not what the world gives you. Grabbers, don't leave it for the world. You have a dream, put up a date on that dream. When your dream has written down with a date, it will become your goal of life. Now, this goal that you have achieved, break it into steps. That will become a plan. And this plan, backed with action, will be the stage in which your dreams will come true. So you take a dream, set up a goal, have a vision and a mission statement, have a team built up to execute that part with you. Set up a goal, stands things straight. Talking of goal, I don't know how many times I saw this movie Bhag Milkha Bhag with Milkha Singh ji. I'm a fond admirer of him, a family friend. You remember this picture, 45.9 on Air India paper? He lost big way because of distraction of that woman in Australia when he was coming back. His coach gave him this paper. 45.9 is the next milestone. He did put this paper beneath Guru Nanak Dev Ji's picture because anything and everything he could see was only 45.9. People who are obsessed, people who are passionate, see only their goal. They know this is what is my firing spree. So set up your goal set that's going to be your passion of life. Now from goal, we move to the next step, and that is strategy. No business or no part or no team is successful without having a strategy, and strategy is the art of planning and directive. I will give you one or two case examples for all the youngsters to understand what is these mantras I'm giving it to you. It will take a minute for me to understand. We all saw Kodak. For a couple of you who are younger, please ask your parents which was their first camera. It has to be Kodak. Was 75 to 80% of share of the industry was Kodak. Kodak did not earn much from the cameras, but they earned a huge margin out of the photo paper and the films. That was their profit margin. As the time changed, they innovated, they gone all over global. But at the same time, digital cameras came in and they failed because of digital cameras. But how many of you know that Kodak was the company that built the first world's digital camera, but was not convinced? They thought their margins were very, very high with photo paper. People will never like a digital camera. The market changed. They were the first movers, but were not innovated. At the same time, Fuji started marketing on the paper, and they were fighting across in US with Fuji, not understanding their market was cheesed away as a transition from a traditional camera to a digital camera. This says clinging to past and fighting wrong competition. Similarly with Nokia, which was 75% of company from Finland with 75% stake of the mobile industry. For all of us, our first phone was what? Nokia. It was a hardware company with Migo, Symbian, could not understand that Google had launched Android. They had to inculcate it. They went onto the parameter, not understand it's an era of smartphones. They kept on losing, and then ultimately became bankrupt. BlackBerry, the RIM, the BlackBerry had this messenger service. When WhatsApp came in, again, did not fight it back. So when these three companies teach you something for your business mind, remember, where you're clinging to past and patterns that gave you success in past can delay your progress in future. You have to change with time. What did I tell you from all surgeries going across? We were never static. You have to be ready for a change. There are certain things where we were the global biggest, we were the global highest, but we did not stick to it. When it required us to change our strategy to something that was new, something that was more innovative, we went forward and dismantled and changed what was required. Strategy is the fun line for business. You need to have this analysis, teamwork, decision support, and that is what is the business model. Now, talking of healthcare economics, all of you who are into private practice in physiotherapy, it's going to be more interest for you. We are passing through an amazing system of healthcare with the new government that has gone through the Ayushman Bharat scheme. Now, at the same time, the government regulations are becoming stricter. The GIPSA and insurance companies and all the government organizations are sort of clinching the hands. So if you're getting 100 rupees something for a certain parameter before, now what you get is 60 or a 40. Still, you are supposed to be profitable. Now, that's where you do a reverse calculation. That's where your strategy comes to role. That's where you build a SOPs for a better efficiency and a better volume-based parameters. So this strategy is extremely important. For all people who do business, will have to understand it really does not matter how much of revenue you earn or how much of business you do. At the end, you need to have a positive working capital or a positive cash flow. Only then your business will survive. Any company that papers might be mega billions of dollars but doesn't have a positive cash flow goes through a toss and ultimately gets bankrupt. Now comes the main story. Strategy, which spoke of strategy. Strategy, you can have KPMG, you can have a Blackstone, you can have a McKinsey. Any company will give you strategy. But you know what makes a difference? It's execution. You have a plan, you want to have success. The bridge is execution. Now, execution, nobody will teach you. I have seen huge amount of leaders passing through IIM, through ISB, through all B schools, from Stanford, coming on and working. They were wonderful in strategy, but where they failed across on the face was they never knew how to execute. They were never people-centric. They never knew about man management. Execution is something you have to master. It's a course of action. Now, I'm going to tell you two lines in the next I think few examples I'll make you understand. The winner is the speed of execution, not strategy innovation alone. And the mantra is execution on inspiration can become bigger than innovation. This I'll explain it to you. But first we need to understand where you fail to execute. Now this was a maestro, Vijay Mallya, a hero of all times who never thought there was a need for a CEO of a company or a technical professional guys because he would be so busy building Kingfisher calendars and Kingfisher hives. Now, at the time where India was going through a rough patch in aviation, he bought Air Deccan. At a time where the airlines were going through losses, where nobody flies, Kingfisher will fly. That means you're taking non-viable sectors. When you are drastically going down on domestic routes, he wanted to launch international. So all wrong strategies, all wrong execution systems. So you should also learn from people like them. If you do not have professionals or you do not listen to professionals or at a stage where you do not take a right step, you are doomed to fail. Now, wrong examples also need to be clarified. At the same time, what is a first and a fast mover? We all know Hollywood came in first, but how many of you know that the business of Bollywood is way ahead than Hollywood? Similarly, we all know that cricket was launched by UK. But apart from 2019, this World Cup, UK never ever won a World Cup in cricket. Now, what do you think? So the question is, the first mover is not the winner. The winner is the fast mover. Similarly, on mobile phones, we had all these technologies, BlackBerry, Nokia, Symbian, Bada, we all saw it. But at the same time, Google, which was a very fast mover, launched Android. Now, this was a fast mover, and this was a platform where every mobile manufacturer came in, and ultimately every technology platform came in. So fast mover is going to win the race. So seamless execution on inspiration can become bigger than innovation. Google was not the first. Android was not the first as a platform. It was maybe one of the last ones, but it was a very fast mover and was very inspired. It was never an innovator, but a winner. So always, if you are a first mover, remember and understand you have to be fast mover also. Another example of that, Let's come on to FMCG products. FMCG stands for fast moving consumer goods. We all know of all these companies, P&G, Hamdard, Dabur, Unilever, Badinath, 100 years into the game. Multiplying in boardrooms, what? 10%, 20%. 10 years came just Babaji with Acharya Balkrishnan, launched Patanjali. Now, these guys were growing by 300%. Now, the Babaji is a 70,000 crore of an enterprise, doing a business annually of 10,000 plus crores. What is the difference? Ayurvedic products, we had in India Badinath going on 110 years, manufacturing Ayurvedic products, did not change with time. Did manufacture the same churan and sharbat. Babaji understood FMCG is the answer. Bring Ayurveda into FMCG. Innovator, and a very fast innovator. So what did I tell you? Seamless execution on inspiration can become even bigger than innovation. So you have to be inspired, you have to be fast, you have to be crystal clear here, and you can be first and the best despite not being the innovator. Now, learning from these values, your competence, your ideology, everything will take you to the top. But you know what keeps you to the top? Is your character, your core values. So in the era of competition and the era of survival, my message to all people who are listening, especially all youngsters who are listening to me, do not compromise on your core values of your motivation, of your charisma, your integrity. Do not compromise on these. These are the things that is there for a big runner. We all love Ratan Tata ji for what? Core values, for integrity. Never compromise any of this core value. This is a must that should remain with you. This is your excellence. This is your responsibility. And remember, even if you're different, they told me I was different. That was the best compliment ever. Don't try to be part of the crowd. You ought to be different. At the same time, to conclude it through, I'm reminded by King Martin Luther Jr. Leaders are born, not made. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you keep moving forward. Remember, you have to keep moving forward. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. You will sulk. There is no doubt about it. The point that I want to mention here is that every physio listening to me today has the training and talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? No success comes without failures. You should be able to accept failures going along with it. If you do not fail, then let me tell you the truth, you're not even trying. Stop making excuses and go get it. There are no ideal circumstances. There will be tougher paths. There will be tougher tangents. There will be things which are very, very sort of uncomfortable, but you have to swim through that. Go and own your dreams, as I told you. Take the risk, take the gamble, take the first step, take action, and don't let another day slip by. You can start small, one little step, one little victory at a time, but keep moving forward. Let the adversity that you face today cross with you turn you into a better person tomorrow. So in future, when you look back at these struggles, you will say, thank you, I became even better. These struggles, these failures will sort of ripe you out, will roast you out to a better person, to a better professional. So it's very important to fail. It's very important to lose. Keep in mind, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Whenever you get tough times in life, do not sulk, why me? You should be bold enough to say, try me. That's the way you have to have the guts of a leader, of a champion. Say to yourself, it's possible. There is nothing as powerful as a made-up mind. So you have to say, I can, I will bounce back. So even if you fall down, I told you before also, it's important is not how hard you hit. Important is how hard you can get hit, still get up and start moving forward. So the picture of a bounce back is extremely important to imbibe. Remember, I am strong I will not give up on my dreams. I will accomplish everything that I want to accomplish. So, today, for closing it up, be an inspiration, be a champion, be a leader. As I say, be a Spartan, be a go getter, be an blessed and unstoppable immortal legend. All people who are young in India, you have the talent of hard work within you. Imbibe all these qualities, be articulated, be fearless, inspire the world, and inspire and find the leader within you. Warrior knows, warrior knows only one word, and that is victory. Failure is not an option. Do not succumb. Refuse to concede. Opportunity will always find the person who refuses to quit. Stop settling for average. Leaders never go for mediocrity. Leaders always lead the game. They don't like something that is average. The best brains of the nation may be found in the last benches of the classroom. This is what Abdul Kalamji says. So it's not necessarily leaders always are toppers. God has the idea. I can tell you a lot of people in my batch who are the last benchers. They're doing fabulously well in UK or US these days. So tomorrow is too late. Yesterday is over, and now is the right moment for you to start. So go back, imbibe, be a leader at yourself. If you want any further parameters, please note down this number 86996 Put it in the context list. You can always reach me on a WhatsApp through these numbers. At the same time, whatever questions you get through your patients, we are going to have multiple sort of blogs and editorials coming across for different things, how to improve my range of motion, what rehabilitation guidelines are there for this, what is the new technology. Once you're on this, we can send you through the WhatsApp broadcast. Equally, the e-certificates for this meeting are also going